You know, one of the strangest things in regards to temperature is that when it's too hot, clothes just aren't going to pay attention. Look at this. This looks pretty horrible. It's 83 degrees in here. And I needed to turn everything off because the fan is way too loud. So I just got to suffer through this. And then when it's over, I can just find my way to cool down. But that's not what this is about. The last video I did, I talked about 8 new ways to basically set up your resume if you're a boomer, although it's pretty much standard for everybody, so that you can at least hope that some people that you apply to jobs for will at least contact you in some way and give you an opportunity for an interview. Because I hadn't been getting any interviews. You know, even though I'm an independent consultant, I'm looking for full-time work, or if I can get a consulting gig, I'm good. But I wasn't getting anything. Well, since I changed it up, I actually still haven't gotten an interview, but what I've gotten are these responses asking me to do these assessments. And yesterday, I actually got something asking me to do basically what they called a video aggregation of some kind. I don't know. That sounds like the term it was. But in essence, it was like a video interview, only I got asked the questions up front. Then I had basically 30 seconds to think about it, and then I got to answer it. And I got a minute to answer 5 of the questions and 90 seconds to to answer the other one. And, at least that's something that shows that I'm somehow getting through some of the algorithms that they were using to bounce my resume beforehand. Now, with that said, you can't just sit around waiting for jobs. Sometimes you decide maybe there's other things I can do. Maybe I can sell some stuff. Maybe I can find like part-time things. Maybe, well, you're not going to find anything on Craigslist, so throw that out. But one of the things that I did is I had joined Upwork. Now, I joined Upwork back in, I think, 2021. And I can't say I had great success. But the first year, I made almost $500. And then the next year, I think I made, I think 150. And then this year, so far I've made $89. I don't know how that happened, but we're just going to let that go. At least I made something. But here's the thing. Upwork basically tries to promote itself as setting up a platform where you will have a fair chance to get a gig, depending on what it is that you do. So like, I initially put in something saying that I was a writer because I've written over 6,000 articles. And so I put it up there and I wrote, you create your profile, you have your name on there, you set it up. And then you have this list of things and you don't have to stick with just one thing. You can put in different other topics and whatever, but I put in the thing where I can say, article writing. I can say book editing because I've done that. I could put in something about movie script editing, but, editing is editing. Anyhow, you can bid for these things. They have this thing what they call connects. And they start you out with a few. And you have to bid a certain number. They tell you, okay, this thing is worth this many connects. What they don't tell you is that if you're trying to bid on something, but 3 other people who have probably bid on the same thing have bid more than that, then you actually have to rise up to that. And I found that irksome because it turns out that even if you bid more, other people behind you might bid more. Because the people who are looking for, contracted people to work with, sometimes they never come back. And if they don't come back, you don't get your connects back. Over time, you might. And that's just not right. That's just not fair. You can always buy more connects. I guess, that's one of the ways they can make money is that, you can buy more connects. It's not all that expensive, but still, you have to buy them. And they take a percentage of your fee. So, for instance, if I say I want $50 an hour, they get, what are they getting now? I think they take 5%. It used to be 10%. Now it's 5%. Still, if nobody picks nobody, then what's the point? So I don't understand this. I've had a couple of things that came up over the last couple of weeks that are right up my alley. Healthcare revenue cycle. They're looking to speak to someone who has some experience in healthcare revenue cycle, both hospital and physicians. They want questions answered. and it's out there for $75 an hour. So I put in a bid on it, and I went up to 55. I could have gone all the way to 75, but I put in $55. Then there was another one that was written almost the exact same way. Now, I don't know if it's the same people or not, because there was just a little minor change. I bid on that one. And when you're going for kind of a professional gig, because, you know, article writing is considered one thing, but in this case, since it was healthcare and it was a totally different thing, they set the amount of connects you have to bid. So both of these were 8 connects. So I bid on them, and nothing. They're still sitting out there. No one has come back to look at it to see if anyone has responded to it. And probably I'm not getting those connects back. And that's irksome. And that's the whole thing with Upwork. It's almost the same thing with Fiverr, in the fact that there's so many people who are bidding on the same thing. And there's some of the people who ask for United States residents only, which you would think, okay, that's going to reduce the number of people. Because I don't know how they get around it, but there's folks from other countries who get around it. And they bid low as far as the price. So even if my rate, if I decided to drop down to $35, because, you know, I live in the United States, I live in New York State, I can't afford to be bidding on projects at $10 or $15. But folks from other countries can. And so maybe they put in a whole bunch of connects, or maybe they say, you know, I'll do this for $10 or $15. And I found that sometimes when they get hired, you still don't get your connects back. I mean, that's not fair. This is just a hard market. And like I said, I mentioned it with Upwork. It's the exact same thing with Fiverr. You know, I spent some time putting together this Fiverr thing, talking about article writing or whatever. Nothing. Didn't get a single thing. I advertised it on LinkedIn. I didn't advertise it on my Facebook page because that just seemed tacky. But still, I put it out there, and there's nothing. Now, here's the thing. There are some people who have figured out the game. So, you know, there's some folks who are doing very well. But everyone I found who's doing well are people who've been doing it for 3 or 4 years. It's nobody who's new, who's doing well. You know, it's a hard market out there. There's a lot of jobs that are remote jobs, and you're thinking, okay, these shouldn't be that hard. But then they ask for some weird stuff. You know, some of them want to know if you'll work 4 in the morning to 10 in the morning. No, I don't think so. You know, if it was maybe every once in a while, if it was 4 days a week and it was 10 hours, I might do that. But they are looking for you to do it one day at one time period and then another day, another time period. I'm in my 60s. I mean, this shirt tells you how whooped I am because it's hot. That's just not going to work. It's a tough job market out there. And it doesn't matter whether you're looking for a full-time job. It doesn't matter if you're looking for a gig like I am with my business. It doesn't matter if you're looking for, well, a gig on something like Upwork or Fiverr or any of those other things. It ain't easy. And there's videos that are on YouTube where some of these people are telling you how good they're doing. And, you know, I don't doubt that. I'm sure that some folks are really doing well at it. I mean, there was a lady, and this wasn't Upwork, this was for Fiverr. I mean, she made it on national news because she was making something like $300,000 a year. I ain't mad at her. I'm not mad at anyone who can get through. What I am saying is that most of us aren't, and we have to find other ways. So, I don't know. I just felt the need to rant. I'm going to link to the last video I did because maybe that helps some people figure something out. And then that one links to a video that I did previous talking almost about the same thing because this is what my life is right now. Anyway, if y'all have anything to say, let me know. Bye.